All right, it's coming up to summertime. So one of the things that I like is a slaw, but we're gonna take a little bit of a different take on it. Obviously you can go traditional route, which most of the time it's done with mayonnaise, definitely some cabbage base to it, but I'm gonna make it a little bit of Asian inspired slaw. I mean, slaw is great, you can eat it on its own, it can go on top of like a burger or something like that, a salmon burger if you're doing fish, or a vegan patty, pork chorizo burger. So it works really well on a lot of things. Needs some acidity, so it can work as a salad, but it's a slaw. So I'm gonna start first with my dressing. So today I'm gonna start with yogurt base. So keep it a little healthier than the mayo, which is, egg or egg yolk, mustard. So we're gonna do with yogurt instead, Greek yogurt. So I've got a few tablespoons in there as a nice base, right there. And then we're going to add, so I took this mustard, you can use Coleman's, this is the Asian style, it's a dry mustard, and you have to bloom it. So blooming it means just adding some water to it and like sealing it up so it creates this gas, so you shouldn't inhale, just like former President Clinton said. So this is kind of spicy, so we'll add a little bit to it. If you don't have this, you can use Dijon as well, but it adds that nice little mustardy touch, a little bit of that bite, some sweetness. My friend from New Orleans said their coleslaw is always sweet. His is pretty sweet, but I'm gonna use some honey. You can use sugar as well. Just some honey to keep it nice and sweet. And then we're gonna use salt as well. We need some of that. And so some of the yogurt has some acidity to it, but we're gonna need some more. So I'm using rice wine vinegar to keep it on the Asian part of it. You can use lemon juice, you can use distilled vinegar, any kind of vinegar, any acidity to kind of help that get together. And let me mix this a little bit first. Let me take some of the excess off. And then we're gonna make that dressing first in the bowl and get that nice incorporated. You see, I don't have my trusty whisk today. I'm free-forming with this, so make sure it's blended properly. And then you need a little bit of oil just to kind of put that together. So I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil, just like that. And I'm also gonna add a little bit of sesame oil to give that nuttiness. You can use tahini as well. You can also put that together, kind of make it, but I think a little bit of dark roasted sesame oil gives that nice little touch, flavor, a little coarse ground black pepper. And then we're gonna mix that up, and then we're gonna get to our vegetables. We're gonna make sure that's nice and smooth, and I'll give it a little quick taste after that. Make sure there's a nice balance of sweet, salty, and sour. Okay, so now we're gonna work on the vegetables. The reason why I made it in this bowl is we're gonna mix the vegetables right into it. It saves a little bit of washing, and you can do it in one step, so it makes it good. So here I've got some, actually I should put some ginger in there, so I'm gonna do that too real quick before I forget. I'm just gonna do a little bit, not too much, and just mince that up real quick. See, just blast that apart, thin slice, and then just go to that. And this will add a nice little kick up to it too. So I tasted the vinaigrette, it's really good. So now if you haven't used Coleman's mustard before, or the Asian hot mustard, it adds that nice, really spicy heat to it, which kind of gives a pleasant combination to the cabbage. So it's just a little bit, like, what is that? Quarter teaspoon, half teaspoon of that, and then we'll mix that in later. That's the ginger, so that's the ginger part. So cabbage, I've got some red cabbage here, and the traditional is white. I've got Napa, which is Asian cabbage. I'm using that as that. I'm gonna use some carrots, add some color, so that adds some nice color to it. And then as well, I got some broccoli stems. So this is one way you can use broccoli stems. You can put it in a slaw, but we'll work on this first because you're gonna have to peel it. Take the edges off. You can use that later for something like pasta. I'm just gonna get to the meat of it. This part is really tough and hard, so you're gonna have to peel that till you get to that nice heart of the broccoli stem. Okay, part one. This can go compost. Look at that. Okay, so we're gonna work into cutting some of these harder vegetables, and I'll show you a few things. We'll start with the yellow carrot as well. Keep the size about there. So you can obviously do it with the knife, and I've done that in the knife lesson, kind of do it this way. Or you can do it on this, which I find easier in a lot of ways. Just like be careful with your fingers. This is a Japanese mandolin, or otherwise known as Benrina or Benriner. That's the name of the company. So there's this attachment here that goes underneath here, and you have to unscrew that, and we're gonna get that set up. Obviously, you can use it this way to do that and do hand julienne, which we can get into in a second. So everything can be done by hand, but I also want to show you other ways that are possible. So let me set this up in a second, and we will julienne them, and I'll show you how. Okay, so I've got the yellow carrot. I'm gonna test it out. So just be careful, because these blades are really sharp. So another way you can use is this. They also have a guard, but basically like that. And then see how they come out? So just nice julienne like that. So that's one way to do this. Obviously you have a food processor attachment that goes with it. Great, you can do that too. I'm gonna do that with a little bit of broccoli stem right there. Broccoli stem is much softer, so it goes through easier. So just be careful of those blades. And we got those. I'll add those. I'm gonna work on a little bit of different things too. I'm gonna do the cabbage. So watch, I'll show you. So red cabbage halved. I'm gonna take this off like this. So I'll show you knife first, original way. Take the core out. So there's a little bit of that core right there. Let's move that away. And then see, these are already like stuffed nicely like this line. So then I wanted to get a little bit thinner. Go this way. And then the first ones, see how they go shred? Okay, just like that. And you go thick or as thin as you want. Conversely too, we can do this, but I would take the julienne attachment off and I'll show you. So, you know, if you have a vegetable, like a meat slicer, that would be great, but that's for large volume. But when we adjust this, you can do this to make sure you hold it well. And then this way, same thing. So I just want to show you different ways to use this. And this goes pretty quickly. You might lose the first outer part of it, which is fine. And you just have to do that by hand. So the knife will always come in handy, but we'll just do a few more slides by it. And that's how we're gonna get that cabbage to go that way. So I'm gonna finish this one up. And then I'm gonna start the other cabbage. So like I was saying, hand, so you can go real fast, layer it up, go fast, quicker. This sometimes is easier than pulling out all the tools and washing them, but it's up to what you're comfortable with. So that's another way to do it. Then I will take this Napa cabbage, same thing, I'm gonna split this. This is pretty, you know, it's soft, so it's not gonna need as much, but you can do it like this, like an onion, and then same thing. I would just do this. This is not gonna work on the mandolin or the Ben Reiner because it's so thin and it's like, see, it's too hard to hold it in place. You could possibly do it, but I wouldn't recommend it. So just go like this, slice it out, and then you got some of the core, which could use a little bit of texture. But as with slaws, when you start adding the salt and everything, they start to kind of, you know, the water will come out and stuff, but that's okay. That's kind of what slaws do. So you want to keep some texture in there so you have harder vegetables because it's going to sit there and marinate for a little bit. If you want it that way, or you can do it more fresh style if you want. So I'll do this. So it's got a nice balance of here and there. I'm gonna do a few more carrots. Okay, so I don't know how you feel, but I don't wanna lose a finger for some slaw. So when you get to about here, just be careful. See, I rotate the side. So don't go on one end, go the other end. It is kind of a little bit difficult to use this, so please be careful. So then you're gonna get to knife skills and just use the end, and I'm gonna use my knife because I feel much safer with this. Okay, like I said, they have guards for those that come with them. You can order them online. Very handy tool, especially when you're getting things paper thin or really working on certain aspects of like a lot of julienne and things like that. It's really helpful. So we're just gonna do this, but it comes out nice. As you can see, I'm kind of building layers. I'm almost there. I'm gonna do a few more, you know, yellow carrots, do maybe an orange carrot just to color it up. But you know, when you get some colored carrots, you wanna just add some, you know, beautiful, bountiful color to that. So that's kind of what we're doing. I'll do a few more broccoli stems and then I'm gonna mix it up and okay. I forgot to bring the plastic guard, so definitely use it. I did make myself, so I was talking about it. So when you think about it, kind of things happen. All right. A little more salt. I did season the vinaigrette well, but you still want a little more salt on top. And a little more pepper as well. And so you see all the veg there. I mean, you can use celery. You can use a bunch of things. You can use root vegetables as well. I mean, these are root vegetables, but like celery root and things like that as well. There's a celery remoulade, which is similar but different. So then now we're going to mix that in. And so like I said, if you want it fresh, more like a quick salad, because if you let it sit there, which some slaws do, especially if it's a harder cabbage, it will soften up and the liquid will come out of it. So but that's kind of why I cut my vegetables, not thick, but you know, you want some texture to that instead of really fine julienne. So there we go, and get that all nicely mixed together. Like I said, I tasted the vinaigrette before. It's really nice because it's got that spice from that hot mustard. Like I said, if you don't have it, Dijon works well. Make it more European, just omit kind of the Asian ingredients, meaning the ginger, the sesame oil, but I think it gives it. If you have some black and white sesame seeds, you can put those on top. But see, there's a nice mixture there, like that, just like that. So you can go like that right to the table, or let it sit a little and it will soften up because the salt and everything else will make it go softer. So for your summer, enjoy summer slaw. So please stay safe out there. Love this slaw recipe. Please comment. And also, if you want to see more videos, please subscribe. And also, like it for sure. If you like it, like it. But if you want to see something else, please let me know and add those to the comments as well. So hope to see you again.